Hey guys, let's just go ahead and dive into another problem. In this lesson, we're going to start applying our 30, 60, 90 and our 45, 45, 90 right triangle rules in work problems or just various problems. So let's go ahead and begin. So the problem reads, a rectangular prism has side lengths x, x, and x radical 2. Find the lengths of a squared. Note, line AB is a diagonal of a square face. Line AC is a diagonal of the rectangular prism, and angle ABC is a right angle. So the first thing I'm going to do is focus on this part of the problem where it says, note, line AB is a diagonal of a square face. So if I go ahead and draw this square face right here, where that has the line AB, we will have this. It's going to be a square. And this is going to be the diagonal. And this is A to B. So we already know from right here that the length of the square is X and X. And because in a square, every angle is 45, every angle is 90 degrees, but this diagonal bisects this right angle, this is actually making a 45, 45, 90 right triangle. And we know that the legs of the right triangles are going to be the same, but then the hypotenuse will be x radical 2. So far we figured out one length of this right triangle. So now, if we draw that triangle ABC, once again, they tell us that angle ABC is a right angle. So let me properly label this A, B, C. So that will make this one the right angle. We already just figured out from A to B that is x radical 2. We also know from the bottom from BC that is also x radical 2. So this also lets us know that this is also a 45, 45, 90 right triangle, where this time our legs of the triangle is x radical 2. So first I'm gonna just draw real quick a reminder of the general rule of a 45, 45, 90 right triangle. Right? We will have A radical 2. So for right now in this example, we're saying that our A is x radical 2. So now it's our job to figure out what is A radical 2 or what is the hypotenuse. So there's two ways we could do this. First, we could just utilize what is our rules. So I see if A is equal to x radical 2, and we want to figure out what A radical 2 is, all we really did from here to here was multiplied by radical 2. And as we know, what we do to one side, we must do to the other. So I'm also going to multiply this side by radical 2. So radical 2, so real quick, radical 2 times radical 2 equals to 2. And then we can't forget the x we had. So 2 times x is just 2x. And that will be our answer. So that is one way we could have did it. Or we could just use the Pythagorean theorem, since we have the two sides of the right triangle, to figure out the hypotenuse. So let's double check our work. So it will be x radical 2 squared plus x radical 2 squared. And that is going to equal to line AC squared. So x squared is x squared, but then radical 2 squared is 2x. I mean, just 2. So that will be 2x squared. And that will be another 2x squared. If we combine like terms, you'll get 4x squared equals the square root AC squared. But if you want to figure out what actually AC is, we got to do the square root on both sides. The square root of 4 is 2. The square root of x squared is x. And we get that same answer again. So either way, you would have been able to get to the correct answer. But once again, it's going to be really, really important that we do understand the math that I did right here. So if you have any questions, always reach out. I'm happy to support. And get ready, as you're now going to go ahead and apply that same concept in these triangles right here. So have a good class.